right, I am so happy to see all of you guys. Who's ready to start a political revolution? Alright, my name is Elizabeth Hyde. I'm a graduate of North Central High School. I also went to Hanover College down in Southern Indiana. I am a 10th grade English teacher. I live near Brockville and Castleton.
Yeah, thank you.
Who else here is from the north side? You guys, call me later. Alright, I'd like to ask you guys, as we are going through our awesome march, please remember, if you are at all able, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, please use the hashtag March4Bernie2. There are marches just like this one all over the country today. And we want to make sure that we are raising some noise. Please, if you're able, smartphones out, March4Bernie2. Take pictures, send them to me. It's Elizabeth Hyde on Twitter. Thanks. No, Elizabeth M. Hyde. Seriously, take me pictures. I'm not taking any. Alright, I'm going to be your MC today, and we have some great speakers here to talk about Bernie and help us all feel the burn. Who's ready to feel the burn? First up, I would like to introduce Stanley Jaguna. Stanley is a freshman biochem major from IU Bloomington. They brought a bunch of people from Bloomington with them. He's a member of the debate team. He's a leader of IU Students for Bernie Club. A couple of you might remember him from last time. He got everyone really riled up, so we said we had to bring him back. Everyone, please give it up for Stanley. It's not wireless, you're gonna have to come over here. No wireless mic today. This was not paid for by the 1%. There you go.
Oh, this crowd looks great. Y'all look beautiful. Oh my gosh, okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stanley Jaguna. I'm a freshman pre-law biochemistry major at Indiana University, also a considered policy debater. I want to give a shout out to the fantastic IU Students for Bernie Club and my fellow members on the executive board. Now, we've had a few major developments since we last gathered. Let me hear you say revolution! Revolution! Despite millennials making up only 18% of all caucus goers, we matched the Clinton campaign in Iowa. A week and a day later, we won the highest amount of votes ever cast in a New Hampshire primary, defeating every single candidate with a landslide caucus vote. We won Democratic women voters with a double-digit margin. After that, we went on to close what was supposed to be a firewall loss in Nevada down to 5%. Not to mention there is significant evidence that we won the Hispanic vote. Context for where we began. This is an extraordinary feat. This is because the unimaginable strength of our movement continues to prove exactly what we represent. We outraised every other campaign in the month of January. Every single donation being given as I speak is setting a record. We have more than 70% of the total funds of this campaign coming from small dollar donations. That we're not done yet. Currently, 6 Super Tuesday states are feeling the burn. Let me hear you say, revolution! Revolution! I want to explain why this campaign is so incredibly important. The first person I supported for becoming president in 2017 was not Bernie Sanders. Not even the second person I supported for becoming president in 2017 was Bernie Sanders. But once I discovered Bernie, I realized that in this election year, I had the option to vote for somebody who had been relentlessly fighting for my values decades before they were taken seriously. In a campaign finance system pledged with unlimited amounts of dark money, Bernie Sanders had the profound courage to launch a bid for the presidency with not a single corporate dollar. No less than a primary against a daunting Clinton campaign machine. Bernie has been fearlessly in the corner of families and labor since he began his political career in Burlington, Vermont more than 40 years ago. This is a politician who, with the highest standards of honesty and integrity, a rarity in Washington, D.C., wants to be remembered most for his compassion. This is a man who called for an investigation of ExxonMobil and declared unabashedly that climate change is the #1 threat facing our nation and our generation. videos of him being arrested for protesting segregation in 1960, I saw reflected in him the same activist that I aspire to be. I had the opportunity to elect the first female president, but the 73-year-old Jewish guy with a non-existent hairline was too damn great. They're trying to tell you that even if Bernie makes it to the Oval Office, that none of his ideas will pass. The reality is that they are mostly correct. With a political system at the mercy of multi-billion-dollar private interest, where we saw historically low voter turnouts in the last congressional election, where our politicians systematically auction off the best interests of the public, these ideas will not pass. They neglect that this is exactly what makes our movement so strong and our message so clear. You cannot downsize this into the distance between one man and the presidency. 469 seats in Congress will be up for election in November, facing the tide of a brand new standard of progressive politics. Let me hear you say, revolution. Revolution! As citizens of a country with immeasurable potential, the last thing we will do is settle for anything less than healthcare being guaranteed as a right for every single American. The last thing we will do is settle for ridiculous class barriers to higher education. We deem unacceptable being the world's number one economy, but having some of the worst rates of social mobility in the OECD. We deem unacceptable perpetual warfare overseas while millions of veterans sleep on the streets, denied of their benefits.
Be gentle, buddy.
We are no longer going to continue to oppress Black, Muslim, Latino, LGBT communities. We are no longer going to continue to underpay our women and plunder our middle class. Very important. What we are is an enduring paradigm shift that will reconstruct the definition of what is possible within our democratic process. One last thing to say for the opposition. Here we come. Let me hear you say, revolution! Thank you very much, everybody. Let's get it done.
That's where we brought it back. Please, put your hands together. Put your hands again. Put your hands up again. Put your hands together. Okay, joining us next, we have Jared Evans. He is one of our Democrat City County councilors. Jared is new. He got elected by going to the people and knocking on doors, going by himself, raising awareness, raising that voter turnout, and he stands for progressive legislation at the City County Council. We are so lucky to have him with us today. I haven't spotted him in the crowd, so it's probably take a minute for him to get up here. But please welcome Jared Evans. Jared has been late. I'll get back to you on that. Apologies. Okay, in that case, you are very lucky. Next we have Tyra Harvey. She's a fellow North Central grad. She's an organizer from Indy Can and from Indy 10. Indy 10 is a community group. They're really great. They are taking action against corruption and police brutality, raising awareness about state legislation. If you haven't heard about them before, you need to check them out on Facebook. They have a meeting March 13th. I'm going to go check it out. They're going to talk about this new body camera bill. You should check it out too. Please put your hands together for Kyra.
For giving me a chance to speak up here. As Elizabeth said, I'm Kyra Harvey, and I'm a part of Indy 10, the Black Lives Matter. I'm sorry. Black Lives Matter we're promoting and participating in active and nonviolent engagement. Through these actions, we will promote social and political progress towards a fairer and safer society. Being a part of Indy 10 has not only opened my eyes, but has given me the strength to fight for social injustice. Through our trips to Ferguson, Selma, and protesting in Indianapolis, and seeing different types of people come together and fight for equality has given me hope. I feel the same hope when I hear Bernie Sanders speak. We have a candidate that has the interest voice of not only us, but each and every one of you here today. His credentials speak for themselves. For nearly 50 years, Bernie Sanders has been focused on fighting for justice. Bernie Sanders says, and I quote, "When we look at names like Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, and Freddie Gray, we understand that what we want this nation is where black men and women can walk down the street and not worried about getting falsely arrested, beaten, or killed." In our nation, he recognizes as an epidemic. He recognizes that all lives don't matter until black lives are included. Not only does he focus on shrinking the middle class, the wealth gaps in the United States, energy reform, affordable health care, and education is a testimony that Bernie Sanders' agenda is to help us all. We stand together. When we stand together, we will always win. When men and women stand together, we will always win. When young and old people stand together, we will always win. This right here gives me the fire that I need to keep fighting. With Bernie Sanders, we can finally have a voice to say enough is enough. And stop it. Social justice is not what I just want for me, but for other people of color who feel that they don't have a place in this society. Bernie will fight for us, and he will fight with us. We need him for our president, and he will turn this nation in the right direction. Let me hear you say, "I believe that we can win. I 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 believe that we can win." Thank you, guys.
He's really the glue that kind of holds us together here in Indy, and he would great. I want to introduce you guys to Aaron.
You want another side?
He is a stay-at-home dad. He's really excited. He has done so much to help us all get organized. He's helped us get us strategized. He's helped set up how we get hold of each other for social media.
Here, you know what? You're young. You have a future.
We had a meeting on Thursday. Rally signs. Aaron is amazing, and I'd love to introduce you guys to him. Aaron, get over here.
Welcome to the revolution.
You can donate money.
I'm just like one of you. I'm a stay-at-home dad.
All right, thanks.
My
All out.
wife works, and friends and Ozzy, and you know, when I heard Bernie speak, he spoke to my heart. He spoke to my hope for a better America. In this election, America has a choice. The first time in a very long time. That choice is between an oligarchy, a form of government which very few people have almost all the money and almost all the power. We have one chance that I can imagine to make a difference, to reestablish democracy in America. Of all of the issues, which there are many, you know, our one issue, presidential candidate? No. Of one issue, which we must get out and do our part, is the campaign finance reform, in which we have legalized bribery of our politicians. Our country is founded, our original revolution came about because a king in England did not take into consideration his subjects that were here in America. The Americans, the colonists, formerly of England, rose up because they had taxation without representation. There was no one in their government that spoke for their voice. In America today, there was recently a study, they've studied this. They've looked at the bills that are passed in Congress, and they have concluded that the legislation passed is influenced almost entirely by corporations and the money interest of billionaires. That the people and people's groups, like you, all of you here, do not have a voice in Congress. The legislation passed does not serve your interests. It is the most patriotic thing you can do to be here this day fighting for Bernie Sanders. And we were talking about this earlier, but as I spend hours every day organizing, calling, making things, helping things like this happen. And the only way we're going to have that political revolution, the only way we're going to bring home Indiana for Bernie Sanders is by each of us finding ways to make a difference. Talking to your friends. Talking to people that you don't know. Going to phone banking. Today they're voting in South Carolina. In a few days here, they'll be voting on Super Tuesday. What we need to succeed in this revolution is for every one of us and those we know to get to the phone banks, to get online, to show up at events we have, and bring your friends. Because, the one thing that motivates me the most is that at the end of the day, I need to know in my heart of hearts that I've done everything I can do to get Bernie elected. Thank you.
He helped strategize all of this, so please, give me that. Alright, let's get this thing closed out. And again, Aaron helped make this happen. He has put in so many hours. I know there are so many people here that I've seen at events before. So many people that I've seen before at rallies, at phone banks, that I've just met in brief passing. None of us knows what other people are doing. We only know what we're doing to help. Now, you're all here today because you believe in our political process. You believe that your voice counts. Now, whether you're already a huge Bernie fan, or you walked by and you wondered why a giant number of people were standing outside the State House on a Saturday when they could be enjoying this weather, so don't know if there's any of you. You would not be here if you did not care about your voice in our political process. Now, I've been volunteering since July here in Indy for the Bernie campaign. I have hosted, I counted, I have hosted 14 events as of this week. I've attended 16 as of this rally. And a lot of the people up here, a lot of the people in this crowd have done as much. There are several people that I know have done more, which is both terrifying and inspiring. But we cannot do this alone. This is the first time I've been involved in a campaign. Quick shout out. Who else has never gotten involved before? Quick shout out. Woo, woo! That's political revolution right there. Now, I've been lucky to learn from other volunteers. I have gotten to talk to experienced veterans who campaigned for Obama. I've gotten to talk to other newbies who bring their own talents to the table. I'm not particularly special or brilliant. I turned up, I listened, and I kept turning up. That's about it. I shared the ideas I had, and I soaked up all the knowledge I could. Every single one of you has this potential. Every single one of you, no matter what your profession, no matter what your schedule, no matter whether you have kids or not, whether you have tons of free time or none, all of us have this potential. Right now, we have volunteers running phone banks, who are contacting legislators, who are organizing and attending events like these. None of us can can do this alone. This is a movement that is for the people. And just like none of us can do it alone, Bernie cannot do it alone. We need you. Bernie needs you. There's a proverb that says, if you think you are too small to make an impact, try sleeping in a room with just 2 mosquitoes. We are the mosquitoes, every single one of us. Whether you can do 2 hours a week or 2 hours a month, we need you. Every single volunteer matters. Every single one of us is one more drop in a pond, creating the ripple effect that brings actual change. Every event matters. Wishing and hoping and donating is not enough. It's not enough to think, okay, Bernie's great, you know? I really hope he makes it. That makes nothing happen. That's what a lot of the Republicans, that's what some of our fellow Democrats are hoping is going to happen. A lot of them are hoping that we're going to get discouraged. We're going to get busy. We're going to get bored. Now, Super Tuesday is in 3 days. We have one of the best phone bank systems, seriously. They keep making new versions that are easier. That never happens. Technology never gets easier when they do an update. We have 3 days until Super Tuesday. Do you want the rest of the country to decide for us? No! Do you want to have your voice heard? Yes! Do you want to make this happen and make a difference? Yes! It's hard work, guys, but it's work worth doing. I know we're all busy. But when we give up our voices, we give up our power. Showing up once isn't enough. This is not a moment. This is a movement. All right, now, before we do our little march around the State House, I have something I want every single one of you to do. Every single one of you. Get out your phone right now. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's good too, but actually I have something else in mind. Every single one of you, get out your cell phone, BernieSanders.com/events. You can't really make it simpler than that. BernieSanders.com/events. Right now. No, go for your pocket. She's got the right idea. She's got the right idea. Go for your pocket right now, guys. I'm not moving on to you. I'm a teacher. I'm not moving on to someone. All right, BernieSanders.com/events. Now, we have stuff going on all over town. Tonight, I'm going to go home, I'm going to get my laptop, I'm going to eat something really fast, and I'm going over to Brownsville. We're having a phone bank there at the Donatos from 5 to 7. There are phone banks all over the city over the next 3 days. Put in your zip code and sign up for a phone bank. Today, tomorrow, or Monday. Every second counts for momentum. We don't have a machine, we have people. And we need people to show up. So, BernieSanders.com/events. You need to find a phone bank. You need to sign up. It's so easy, guys. All you have to do is bring your phone and bring your laptop. You also can phone bank from home, but I'll talk about that part in a second. All you need is a phone, a laptop. It is so easy, guys. It is so easy. It's BernieSanders.com/phone bank. Crying out loud. They make it so easy. Now, I want you to sign up for an event, though. The first time you phone bank, it helps you do it with the crowd. It helps you have that morale.
Be careful, this is his camera. You don't want to
touch that.
And I want you to sign up. After that
He's got
event,
his camera on there.
I want you to sign up again. I want you to phone bank at home if you have a chance. I want you to be a host. I want us to build our movement. One person can only hold one phone bank. 10 people can hold 10 phone banks. The more people host, the more phone banks are around the city. The more likely that one is in your neighborhood just down the street. The more likely that your neighbors, who can't drive 45 minutes after work to the north side, but there's a phone bank 3 blocks away, they're there. I know we've got people south side, east side, west side, north side. We have people all over town. I can't host a phone bank every night. But if I have one Monday, and Aaron has one Tuesday, and Kyra has one Wednesday, and Stanley has one Thursday, that really ripple effect, snowball effect, it makes it count. Now, this revolution only succeeds when we work together, guys. Let's get to work.
The rumor is grandpa.
Really? Yeah. No, sir. This was not promoted. I could really go there.
They're pretty good buddies.
Was it all Facebook? How was it all?
Yeah, a lot of that.
I guess if you had that.